That's why when I talk about my history, I don't, I don't resist. Something happens to me. I do cry, I do whatever, but it ends. So I kept losing people. But after, I don't know, we lost the management of time. You couldn't tell me the time or the day, the date, whatever. And I remember that day, one day, the last day, I I found myself with the Kailanga only. And I fell in a group of the killers. And they took, they started louding, there. And I jumped a mountain. No, not a big mountain. Sorry. And I left them. Hello, my name is Cassian Mbanda. It's not my first time to be on this channel. There is a story I told you about myself on the past, and because I know that not everyone understands Kinyarwanda, that's why we decided to put it in English. Let me try. I'm gonna try to be brief, actually. Even though sometimes some emotions comes and I go far. I told you during I was born, actually, for me to know about the history of Rwanda, about the genocide, I wasn't young. I was over 15 years. I was in secondary school. And my grandma always, she kept on telling me about 59, 63, 73. And she told me, if it happens again, I'll never escape. Then, in 1994, she said, I'll not run. Because I took out the cows for grazing. Then she came to me. Then she told me, just run, because they're coming to kill us. Then, in that moment, there is a man who came, and I remember the name is called Ndatimana. Then she told me, okay, kill me. He hit it with the machete. He hit her twice. One on the neck and another on the head. Died. And my cousins, 2 cousins of mine, at the same time. Then I ran away. Actually, if you want to hear the whole story, I said it in Iran, but today I want to be brief. But when I came back to see my grandmom, I found dogs, Eringa, not wild dogs, but home dogs, but the owners were killed, so they lived. They found dogs eating her, and they ran. It was at least, if I remember, was in the morning at 9. Something. And for me, it came the cows. They took our cows, but I went back home, and our neighbors, Francois, I remember him. He's from Butare. He came as he was a newcomer, but he was a Hutu. But he was a good friend of our family. And then when I went back home, they told me, please run away. They are coming. I was seeing them. I hid myself nearby. They went and destroyed our home, everything. They took properties or whatever. They went. Then at 3 morning, that's when I saw my auntie Susanna, my uncle Sinjumva, and some of my cousins. I went. I took them to show them where my grandmom and my cousins, they have been killed. We found dogs eating them, and we took some cutted trees. We chased away the dogs, and we put some trees there, and yeah. By the time we were doing it, we see a group of Interahamwe. Interahamwe, they are cures. They are the ones chasing us to kill us. We ran away. We left. So by chance, let me say that it's by chance. At 9 in the night, it was a mountain called Muyumbu Nyambo, because we had those cows with horns. That's what we were known of. They came. I mean, we met together in a bush. Then they decided to shift to another mountain next to us, the mountain called Ruhanga. And what happened, as the old people, the old men, mostly old men, I remember Karasanyi, who was, he had something to defend us. We went to Ruhanga. But in the mountain between the Ruhanga and the Muyumbu, there is a swamp. There is a swamp. And in that swamp, there was a farm for a Colonel Simba Aroizi. The owner was Simba Aroizi. So they refused us. Actually, they attacked us. It was at 9. It was night, actually, as you hear. So some of us managed to jump the swamp. Others, we went back. Including me, I went back. I never managed to go to Ruhanga. But what I remember, the next day, the next day, that place where I went, Ruhanga, they came, the military, the abajandarume, I don't know how can I call it in English right now, but it's like, yeah, it's a police department. It's a police department in charge of roads or whatever. They came with guns. They burned the church of Ruhanga. Thus, and on that day, the whole family, for us, we were living 13 people in the house. And on that day, I found myself living with my cousin Kairanga. Was only 5 years. Was 5 years, Kairanga. And is the son of my mama's brother. So from that day, and let me not delay. From that day, I started living with him. But when the people went back. We made it in the same bush. We had the same bush, and day after day, we kept on losing people. We kept on losing people, and in the morning when you run, you found that the person who didn't come in the bush was killed, and you jump him and you run. So today, as I'm talking, Kairango keeps on coming into my mind. That's why when I talk about my history, I don't resist. Something happens to me. I do cry, I do whatever, but it ends. So I kept losing people. But after, I don't know, we lost the management of time. You couldn't tell me the time or the day, the date, whatever. And I remember that day, one day, the last day, I found myself with the Kailanga only. And I fell in a group of the killers. And they started louding, there. And I jumped a mountain. No, not a big mountain. Sorry. And I left them, as you can hear. Oh. So I jumped, but because he was young, I left them, killing him. I managed to escape because they took their time to kill the young boy. Sorry. From that day, when I came to the bush where we always used to meet, I was alone. No one else was there. I wanted, so I like, it's like, was it? I can call it a depression, or it's like killing myself. I went in a family. They used to be a good family of ours. Kwa Munyakazi. The family was Munyakazi. Munyakazi's Habyarimana. Munyakazi's family. So I went there. It was at night. Because we couldn't walk or find food during the day. So once I reached there, I knocked to their house. Please, they opened to me. They gave me milk. And they gave me sweet potato. Milk and sweet potato. Then after giving me that, they told me, for us, they do suspect us. Please go away. But because I was already in the house, and for us, I grew up as a cattle keeper. For us, our family, we were cattle keepers. I told you, umuyumbu w'inyambo. Inyambo means the cows with horns, and it's part of our culture. It's part of our culture. So they told me, please run away, go away. And instead of running away, I went near the cows. So I, of course, I have eaten and drank. So I went near the cow. And because I was satisfied and the cow was hot, I slept yeah, I got to sleep actually. I got to sleep and I slept. Early in the morning, when they came to milk their cows, they found me sleeping with the cow, near the cow, because I was feeling the hotness of the cow. They told me, run. One of them told me, someone, that one, Mbanda, is there. Sorry. Then they came, they told me, please run away. We don't want to see your blood in this house. So I ran. But as I went out, almost I met a group of Interahamwe, the killers, then, but one of their son told me, Twajira, I remember him, told me, please go back on this way. They are coming. I remember there is Vianney, there is Noheri, then there is, I remember there are like 5 of them. 31 years, too long time. Some names I've forgotten. Sorry for that. But I went back as he told me. Even though he did that, he's a good man. He was a good guy, but with a family who's best family of my family. I went back, they passed. So, as someone who was alone, I cannot tell you the dates or time because time was like on May or close to May. Because things started, genocide started on 7th. Even then, Mimbu started on 8th. Started on 8th. So I ran. And after running, there is a family I told you, Francois, and the family of Francois, because they were neighbors. I knew where to pass to enter their house. I broke the window. I entered into their house. I tell you, people, I tell you, the first thing I saw after entering their house, I found our car, one of our cars, thwarted and meat. They took some meat, they left some others there. But there was bananas, bed. I ate bananas and there was a bed. I ate bananas and I went on the bed. And in the morning, I found myself, actually, once you get satisfied, if you have no problem, you chill down, you cool down. I don't know which language you want to understand. And then I slept on that bed. And in the morning, they came. And actually, for them coming, I heard them. I didn't know that they came. I heard the man, Francois, telling his sons to go to our home to take chickens, tolls, car, everything which belongs to that family. And they went. And they came back, they found me because I couldn't go out because they were all there. So, but when they took me, I remember a woman called Tatiana. Her husband was a teacher. Our teacher, actually, was our teacher then. And that woman was with her 2 daughters. So they took the 3 of us. We went on the same way. They took us place, but as they tell us, they had every property which belongs to my family. So as we were going, there were other people. They were not only that family. There was one man who was called Musirikare, I remember. Another one was called Rugira. They had machetes. They kept on keeping me on the back with the machete. You, Mututsi. So we went and they put the things they to that man, and they were with man who called near the church of Muyumbu or Isaiasi. The name was Isaiasi. Was near church, Catholic Church of Muyumbu. They put every property of my home. They put it there, and they took me to the three of us, to the health center of Muyumbu near it's a health center, the sector, or today we call it Murenge. And when we reached there, when we reached there, we found a barrier. No one could move without saying anything. I saw the ex-mayor living there called Semanza Laureni. And in his car, I remember it was Toyota Stout, red, and people inside. Those people, they took them, and I know that they were Tutsis, of course. They went to kill them. There was, on that health center, there was a hall, and they were calling it Senide. Senide, I don't know how can I call it in other languages, so let me say it in that language. Senide. It's a place where they used to throw people away. After being killed, they throw them in that hole. So, and on that place, remember, there was a man called Rushema. I remember. Rushema is a son of Gashinja. And by that time, he was no longer called Rushema, he was called Pirato. He was nicknamed, actually. He nicknamed himself. He wasn't nicknamed, but he nicknamed himself Pirato. He was the one to decide who's supposed to be killed, who's supposed to be put it somewhere to invest on him or to something else. And that day, I had some money, 300 Rwandan francs. By that time, it was huge money, a very huge money. So the sons of Francois, the neighbor who took the properties, who took them there, I gave them that money. And there was a camp. There was a camp of people from Byumba. You remember, if you remember in 1993, when FPR Inkotanyi's people, or Inkotanyi's fighters or soldiers, they reached to Rutongo. I mean, Shirongi. The people there, they fled. Byumbas, mostly from Byumba. Most of them were from Byumba. So there was a camp of them in Muyumbu near the health center and the sector. So they took me there. They bought me a drink. We called it Chigaje. It's a sorghum wine. It's a sorghum wine, actually. And they took me in a camp, and they gave me Ichigaje, which is sorghum wine. I stayed with them. It was in the morning, almost at 9, if I remember very well. I can't remember everything, especially time and date and day. But we worked out together. We are neighbors, good friends. Then around at 3, I don't know. I don't remember that. I don't know his name. A man came, said, "I will take this boy to my house," and he took me to his home. But his home was close to the hall I told you. By the way, let me come back on one thing. As I told you, when that family took me to there, I was with a woman with her daughters. So I remember when it was a nurse, Marco. His name is Marco. He killed the daughters of that woman, and then they told the woman to give them the money because they knew that the husband is wealthy. She told me, "Come to me. I'll show you where the money is." She went with Isaias Nyandagara, and I don't know, and the other one we used to call him 20, but because he was a lame man, so they went with her. But after some time, I saw them coming back with her. I don't know if she gave them the money. I don't know, but they came back with her and they killed her. And I was seeing it. I was there seeing that. Then, so that man took me to his house, and the house was close to saying the hall I told you, which is in the health center. Actually, that hall today I call it my second home because I stayed in it 3 days. I'll tell you the way it happened. After 3 days staying in that house where I used to be in the window and watch the neighbors being killed and being thrown meat, I know Ronyoni, whoever. Some names I don't remember. It's 31 years, it's not a short time. So one day, on my third day, I remember it's my cousin. He's called the Muje Mangango. As I was walking the window, I saw him passing. And I called him. And I had cooked green bananas. We ate. After eating, we started playing cards. The other cards. And as we were playing cards, there is a man who came. I remember him, he's called Mutuimana. He came and because he knew my family, said, "Hey, how come you are here?" Straight away, he started hating me. He's the one who broke my teeth. This one you see, he's the one who did it. And he took me. There was an ex-health center, and he took me there. When I reached there, I found there women's and kids. And the kids, women's were Hutus but married to Tutsis. Were women's but married, who were married to Tutsis, and they were their kids. So I remember there's a woman called Muka Karinda. She gave me food. I ate again. Then after few hours came someone. I don't know, it was I don't remember the name, but I told you I can remember tomorrow we can add on. He came. He was a church helper. He said, "The Mututsi from Kyodori. What is he doing here? Kyodori is my father." And once he just said that you are Mututsi. We are a group of people there, ready to kill, to kidnap, to rape, to do everything. So they started beating me. I don't want to dress me. I have a lot of things to show you. I have a lot of things to show you. So they took me to the Senide. When I reached the Senide, they hit me twice in the head. I can show you. They hit me twice. And they throw me in the hole, thinking that I'm dead. Think that I'm dead. I stayed one day, and the next day, that was my next day was my second day to me being in that hall. Those women whom I told you were Hutus, whom are the Tutsis, they have been forced to kill their kids. They have been forced to kill their kids. Who did it? Never faced a problem. But who refused was thrown in that hole on top of me. On top of me. And after throwing them on top of me, they thrown even stones. Stones. So because of that, many people on top of me, stones, I started suffocating. So I started suffocating. I couldn't breathe. But I tried to fight. And I went on top. And once I reached on top, I found an old woman. She started robbing me, doing what, but not because she was hating me. She was dying. After some few minutes, she died. I saw her dying. I remember that. And I tried to make a research, and I know her family today. So then, by the time I was staying in that hall, there's some kid, especially kids, my classmates, I remember their names and their faces. They are the ones who they could come in the morning, see who's still breathing, and they throw stones on. That's when this hand was broken. As you see here, I have a scar. It's a stone. My leg here, that's when it was broken by the stones. At night. So on my second day, at night, as I told those ladies were killed, those who refused to kill their kids, they came. No, they brought them actually. They brought them, throw them under the hole, stones on top of them. And at night, because they are Hutus women, they had families there. They came to save them. But with the time we are saving them, they also stood up. I also stood up, and they took him out. Someone, I don't know, I don't remember him. It was at night. He said, "No, this one has been here for days." They threw me back in the hall. Then on the third day, I was hungry, no food, no water, nothing. So I said, let me die. Stood up, I said, I might put some here. I wanted them to kill me, to finish me. But instead of finishing me, that pirate Rushema, I told you the one who was on the barrier, he's the one who came to the side as usual. But when I saw him, I refused to say I'm Tutsi. I changed. I changed my words. And he took me out of the hall. He, he took me to the hospital. And the hospital was nothing. Nothing. I mean, about medicine. But the only thing they gave me is only the bandage. The bandage for my hand. And I stayed there for days. I don't remember. I don't know. But there is a man, the guard, the security keeper. He could every night or came to me. You, I'll kill you. You, I'll kill you. Pinching me with the arrow. Arrow. You see, you know the arrow, pinching me with the arrow. So, I don't know. One day, I woke up in the morning. No, actually, when my mind came back, I realized I'm at my family's home. I was at my family's home. And when I was at my family's home, in the moment I found a very young man. And then that young man asked me, where is your family? And I said, he was wearing a military uniform. I said, now this one is going to finish me. I don't know. I don't know where my family is. Okay, pass here, we go. Then I went, as he said, I went. He used, what I remember, he used the same way the people took me to that place, they used. So then I said, I'm going back to the same place where I'm coming from. I said, no, it's over. But as we were going, after every 5 meters, at least every 5 meters, someone else could come out of the bush. A soldier, always a soldier. Every 5 meters, a soldier come out of the bush. And we went, but when we reached near the church, they changed the way. But for me, I didn't know what was going on. And so my head was beaten, my leg, my hand, my eye, everything was in a bad mood. So, and when I reached to them, when they changed the way, they took me to the forest. And that forest I knew it because I used to go, took the cow there to graze. And I found many soldiers with many people, and most of those people were injured. So they changed us. So we started another journey. Instead of going up, we started sloping down. And after the forest, there is a road, which is a road of my home, actually, my home road. And we saw a cow. A cow came running, and when it saw us, that cow stopped and it started following us. I told you about a family who gave me milk and sweet potatoes. We reached there, and those soldiers who took us, I don't know who were they. We went in that family, and but the bananas. But for me, I was already in a bad mood. So they took a wheelbarrow a wheelbarrow. And there was another woman who was short. I remember the name, and I don't remember the name, but it's from another mountain called the Gahengeri. So the two of us, after giving us bananas, the two of us on a wheelbarrow. One of the soldiers started pushing us on a wheelbarrow. We sloped down. And the one going where? To Ruhanga, where my family went. And when we reached to Simba, Colonel Simba Royce, Colonel Simba Royce, I said, this is my end still. And we saw a man. Remember, he's called Mujengano. He came out of the bush running. The man Mujengano, he's a Hutu. But a Hutu who refused to kill. So a Hutu who also refused to kill was also killed. They killed him. So the soldiers told him, push this wheelbarrow. The two, me and the woman, were on the wheelbarrow. So we were going to cross a swamp. We were still with, I remember that, we were still with that cow. That cow refused because there was a bridge of trees. The cow was like feared to cross the bridge. And the soldiers tried, the cow went into the water and they jumped on the side of the swamp. It's a small river. Yeah, between Muyumbu, Ruhanga, Gahengeri, Mbandazi, or whatever. Then we were close to the tarmac road. And when we reached to the tarmac road, we went to a place called the Rusumo. Kwisumo. Isumo. Isumo means it's a fall. Isumo means a fall. When we reached there, we found another barrier with soldiers. And they let us cross without no problem. And I found there a neighbor of mine. His name is Narcissi. And he had a motorbike. I don't know what happened to the other people, because the people I was with, I remember. So, as I said, this is my uncle's son, whatever, ported me on the motorbike, but I couldn't sit on it. That man Mujengano, the Hutu man who refused to kill, went behind. They took me to Yagasambu hospital. Sorry, what I'm going to say, it may make me cry or have some emotions. And when we were in Yagasambu, I found my cousins too, even though one of them has already passed away. That cow, they brought it and they threw the cow and we ate it. For me, I refused to eat, but I only drank the soup, only the soup. But that cow which followed us, well, it was running, but it followed us. But it was the only opportunity. I won't blame anyone on that time because it was only the opportunity to eat. Nothing else was there. So I refused, because as a cattle keeper, you can't throw my car and I eat the meat. No, the truth, that's my truth. So we stayed there. I don't know how many days. After some days, I don't know, they came soldiers, FPF soldiers actually. That's when I came to know the people who saved me. RPF soldiers. They started moving around the health center on looking mostly for the people who are more sick than the others. And there was no ambulance. There was no ambulance. You see this military car called Tata. It's the Russian, it's a Russian car made in Russia, but it's military nothing. So they took the most people, and they took us in Rwamagana Hospital. Rwamagana Hospital. And when we reached there, for me, I wasn't, I don't actually, I remember that, but when we reached there, we lost a lot of people. Mostly those who had the strength, they could go and look for food. Yeah, when we reached to Rwamagana Hospital, yeah, we lost also people, mostly those who went to look for food. They went to look for food and they still, the enemy was still there and they kept on killing them. But for me, I couldn't even help myself to go out of the bed. So I told you I cannot undress myself because I couldn't even change my body. I don't have the skin on my back. It's just scars. So then I don't know. I keep on saying that I don't know anything. One day came a woman, a white woman. I remember the name. She's called Maria Pia Fanfan. With the Rogasi was a translator. They started looking again for the people who are more injured, who are more sick. And when they reached to me, they said, "Don't take this one. This one is lacking seconds to die." I remember that's why that woman, Maria Pefamvani, said, "No, I will take him. I'll take him." Others went on the buses, and for me, I went with her. I remember, I even have some pictures. I was lying on her shoulder on the bar, on her car. It's Land Cruiser. The type of Toyota Land Cruiser. I remember the type of that car because I saw I remember it through the pictures actually. So they took us, and again, they brought me a problem. I was in Rwamagana. They just took the same way. I found myself seeing Muyumbu. But as we were on the way, used to see bodies of people, dead people. But we were escorted. We were escorted by military cars. I don't know, but I know that now, as I told you, I know RPF soldiers. And so we went through from Rwamagana, Kigali, we slept in Ibyumba, Murindi. It's a sister's place. That's when I slept there, and there were so many people slept there. The next day, we went again on the bus. They took us to Kampala. We slept one night in Kampala. The next day again, they took us, and they took us on a plane. For me, I went in a military plane. I couldn't sit. They gave me a bed. In a military plane, I remember. And I remember at 1 a.m. That's when we reached Roma in Italy. That's when I reached Roma in Italy. And I went there and I spent 1 year in the hospital. A full year in the hospital. So after that 1 year, getting a special treatment, of course. Then I came back in the country. Today, as we are talking, I live in a village of people with disability. I live in a village with no ability. But I'm alive. Thank you.